the last thing we're going to look at is ground defenses. During any one of the defensive techniques that we've been talking about, things can go bad. You can end up in a bad position where you're on the ground and the guy's above you. This is bad enough in an unarmed encounter, but it is horrific if you have somebody standing over you trying to brain you with a club or a chair. Because it's so dangerous, we better look at it specifically in the context of how it can happen during any one of these defenses. Let's get started. All right, the last thing we want to cover in this program is worst case scenario. Now, this is going to be a natural transition into a later series we're going to do on having to full out grapple on the ground against weapons. Particularly edge weapons can be very dangerous. But remember, whether we're talking about weapon attacks or unarmed, the chance of being pushed, pulled, or slipping to the ground is really, really high. Now, if both people end up on the ground, more or less you're in the same kind of fight for position, with the added problem of having an improvised weapon. Edge ones add a real complication to this. That's why that needs a whole series in itself. But what we want to look at is being able to maintain that same governing principle. How do I protect myself, particularly against impact weapons? So when he starts swinging an impact weapon, I need to get in the arc of the weapon. I need to jam that attack. That is a crucial element that we've been talking about through this whole program. Now, the problem arises where something goes wrong, and in real world self-defense, Murphy's Law reigns supreme. Whatever can go wrong will go wrong. So we're on an icy street, whatever. I do everything right up to this point. We start jostling for position. He pulls away, and I not only lose control, I slip like this. Now, this is a classic Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu defensive position. Against a small edged weapon, this isn't bad, and we're going to talk about this later in a lot of detail when we do the grappling with weapons program. But the problem arises now when we're against an impact weapon. If he starts battering down my legs, he's going to break my legs, and then he's going to get to me. So I'm actually in a worse position when it comes to an impact weapon. So what we want to do is look at a simple way to be able to maintain that idea of getting in the arc of the weapon. Okay, this is how we are still able to enter and pounce from the ground position. So he winds up, batter up, I'm able to enter, but we start jostling here. He pulls away and I go down. As he winds up to swing, I need to re-enter. Okay, now the way I do that is by switching the relationship.